welcome back to the Robs Reports YouTube channel. It does feel weird doing this one, to be honest with you. It's a bit of nostalgia because I'm joined by my good buddy, good old pal, Dom. Say hi, Dom.
Hi.
I
Well, not
love
sure.
it.
Hi. How you doing, Matt? I'm good. I'm good. Is the question from you? I'm all good. How are you? How are you, mate? I know that you've been smashing it on all the socials and all the everything in terms of the internet. I'm not really well versed in that. I usually come to you in that sort of regard. So how are you doing, mate?
Mate, I'm doing brilliant. Thanks for asking. That's the first guest I've had on who's asked me how I'm doing, and that just shows the natural
No, we
connection.
can end it. We can end it. We can end it.
That's it. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, nah, I'm messing.
With some
Dom's a good
support.
friend. Dom's a good friend of mine. I'm so glad he came on today. You know, everything he's done for me. I'm gonna drop his stuff down below. I'm gonna drop his podcast, his own YouTube. I'll drop his Twitter in there as well. You know, honestly, brilliant bloke. He's helped out so much with the channel. So happy to have him on today. But yeah, today, guys, we are talking. We're not talking just Blackburn. We are talking playoffs. The question that you should see in the title is playoffs hopes still alive for Blackburn Rovers? Obviously, a bit of better grammar than that because I am from Blackburn, so we speak Blackburnese. It didn't make sense, but it will do in the title. I will make sure of that. But yeah, Dom, let's fire straight into it. This is a yes or no question, but I want you to elaborate because this is what you do best. He's got his notes ready. He's shown me beforehand. If you could see his notes right now, they are absolutely fonted on that piece of paper. Dom, playoff hopes, are they still alive for Blackburn? Yes or no?
The only thing I need to answer is that we're currently in sixth spot as it stands. And what are the playoffs? Third to sixth, aren't they? So I cannot believe that we are still in sixth spot. It just shows the level maybe that we've grown from last season, or it could say that maybe the championship's gone lower in quality this season. I'm not too sure which one it is, but either way, we are in sixth spot, 1 point in that position, not just in goal difference, which also helps because granted our goal difference isn't great, but Preston's is somehow worse. Um, but yeah, obviously you got to have hope, haven't you?
Yeah, you gotta have faith, as one famous man once said. You gotta have a bit of faith. And you know what? I've got it. You see Preston North End, you see their goal difference, like you just said there. It's not the best, and they've had some sloppy results recently. Coventry too. All these big teams are slipping up against some teams you wouldn't expect them to, and we do the same thing. I mean, Hull City, absolutely unbelievable. Can't believe we didn't finish that off, but I've ranted enough about that in previous episodes. I'm done with that. I'm trying to get it to the back of my mind. But I was having a good old chat with Ollie. He's only just got on the channel, and we'll see a lot more of him for sure. I love it. Love him. He's got some great opinions on Blackburn. Love the enthusiasm. But if you look at Blackburn Rovers right now, you know, wage structure wage structure wise, we're down. We're down in like the bottom five of the league, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we spent absolutely second to none, like absolutely nothing by what I mean there on players. Like our wage budget is absolutely incredible. Like the amount of money we probably have to spend on wages still for this summer coming up and the next season afterwards is unbelievable. I mean, with the squad we've got, the youth we've brought through, all these young players, a squad average like age is something ridiculous, like 22, 23 or something. It's unbelievable how Jan Dahl Thomason has got this team to sixth at this point in the league table. I mean, at Malmo, he was always known for his youth uptake. At Malmo, he did really well with bringing a lot of youth players in there, but he always had something that we don't have now at Blackburn. And I guess Swedish football and Championship football very different. But he had a goal scorer. He had a goal scorer, and that's what we need. I feel like that's where we're lacking right now. I think with a goal scorer this year, I think we'd be pushing top four, and
Yeah.
that's the point. I think
Oh
we'll be
well,
top four.
listen. Top four is 8 points off what we are right now, and if you could argue against Huddersfield, we should have won that game easily in the second half, and also the Hull game that's just happened. That's 4 points already. I think that the fact that we couldn't get a striker in the January transfer window really has, you know, affected us a lot. Maybe a centre mid in the summer as well. Both of those, Lewis O'Brien and Undav, classic examples of players that basically said no to us rather than you know, getting him over the line. And I think that if we got those players, then we could be a different team right now. But we still are in the playoffs. Let's keep it on track with the playoffs right now. Obviously, Millwall are 2 points ahead of us. Luton are 8 points ahead of us as well, probably with lower um, wage budgets. So that argument sort of seems futile. Preston have a lower one. Coventry definitely have a lower one. Sunderland maybe the same. Norwich definitely higher. West Brom and Watford are 100% higher. I think it should, in terms of recruitment in the summer and in the January transfer window, as well as the backroom staff, is a very much a key aspect for foundation in the championship. It isn't just about throwing money at it because look at what's happened at us, at Stoke, different teams. To be honest with you, obviously Middlesbrough are going to be in the playoffs, aren't they?
Yeah,
Let's
100%.
be real.
I think you just threw my point there. When I said about the wage structure before, I think looking at it again, there is a few teams actually below us when it comes to that. I think for where we are though, like the wages we do spend on players is absolutely incredible to say the least.
Yeah.
Though Preston to be up there is absolutely incredible, and like you were getting onto there, Middlesbrough, Sheffield United, Burnley, Watford, Norwich, West Brom. These are teams you expect to be up there. You know what I mean? And some of them are massively underachieved. And I think as Blackburn fans, we should be very happy where we are right now. I can't see why people can't be happy. If we were sat in the same position right now, yeah, at this point of the season, not sixth but 12th, right? I'm pretty sure we'd all be like, this is comfortable. We're comfortable. We're not going down. We're happy to be in this position. But it's just being there all season. Being there all season has changed the mindset of Blackburn Rovers fans, and it's not for the good as well. Like I've seen people going, we've been sat playoffs all season. By the way, and when I say all season, I legit mean we've managed to maintain playoffs since the start of the season. How
Mhm.
impressive is that for us Blackburn fans? And because we've sat there for so long, it's kind of bittersweet. It's kind of one of them ones where it's like if we do drop out, we can't complain because we shouldn't have been there, but we've been there all season. We want to stay there. But we've been our own worst enemies. I mean, Jesus Christ, how many games should we have finished off this year? Or how many games have we just, there's been one department of the team that's just let us down. And, I think this is where other teams differ to us. Consistency, you see it with Burnley throughout this season. It's disgusting to see. I don't like seeing it, but it's something we've got to appreciate in our own ways, Blackburn fans, that Burnley have been absolutely immense this year. Sheffield, yeah, they've been incredible. They have actually been really good. They've had the patches there and there, but not as bad as how we've been doing it, But we can't complain with these patches we've had because of these other teams right next to have had it as well. Middlesbrough, Luton, Sheffield United and Burnley have run away now. They've had the really good long runs and they're up there and they're comfortable up there now. They're not dropping out. It's a two-horse race now when it comes to who's getting second spot now. It's either going to be, three-horse race, sorry, Middlesbrough, Luton or Sheffield United. I think Sheffield United have got it, but you never know. Whereas for these playoff spots, I think it's a good 6, 7, maybe even
Yeah,
8.
do you want me to say the landscape? So Millwall currently on 65 points as of the recording. Obviously Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know when this will come out.
Yeah.
It might change. Obviously, it will change. Millwall 65, Rovers 63, Preston 62, Coventry 62, Sunderland 61, Norwich 61, West Brom 60, Watford 59. So between Millwall and Watford, from the whole of the top half, there's 6 points. There's 4 points between sixth and 12th. It could be anybody's. And the only thing that Rovers have right now as an advantage is the fact we've got an extra game. However, I do believe that we've got the hardest run because we have Coventry, Preston, Burnley, Luton, Millwall. Everybody in that top six or top 10.
And you know what?
Granted,
Go
if
on,
we
go on.
win three of those five, it means that we've got momentum, and I'm sure we'll be in the top six at that point. The game against Coventry is massive. If we don't win that game, the momentum isn't there, and it doesn't. It looks like the same as last season, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you know what? I was talking to one the other day, right? And with the game against Luton, you know what? Honestly, hand on heart, and I say this to all Blackburn fans, I don't think that's the game we should be worrying about as much as other games. I think that Luton, they know that they're not going to get second, really. I said it's a three-horse race. I'm pretty sure they might try push it, but a couple of games and they'll probably go, you know what, we can't push that. And they'll start saving players for the playoffs, you know, for them type of games. And when you come against another playoff rival who ain't going to touch you, you kind of go, you know what, we'll take that easy and get the guaranteed points. I think that the Luton game, we shouldn't be too worried about. I think, you know, I think we'll get a result there, but it's the Millwall game that worries me. It's the Preston game that worries me. You know, it's these games against these players, these teams that are fighting for the same spot. You know, it is literally that fifth and sixth spot everyone's fighting for, and they're going to come out all guns blazing. And this year, don't get me wrong, I mean, we've seen some mighty performances, right, against some very high quality teams, against some teams that you'd always think they should put us under the cosh. And that's the one thing that's given me a bit of hope this year. I'm thinking, are we that team that thrives under pressure? Have we left it like this on purpose? I don't know. You know, it seems confusing to what should, but have we left it like this on purpose so the players just thrive off this absolute pressure? I don't know. But I think that these last games, you know, it would be pointless to say they're crucial because that's like a Michael Owen saying, of course they're bloody crucial. Of course they are crucial. But as a Blackburn fan, man, I don't know how to feel. How do you feel, Dom, about it? Because I don't know how to feel. I'm so overwhelmed by it all.
It's weird. I'm happy that we are still there. If you told me at the start of the season we're sixth in the table in mid-April, I'd be biting your hand off that, to be honest with you, quite frankly. With a new manager, new system, new everything. And there was times, if you can remember the start of the season, there was times in games where we looked well off it. Whereas now it's closing in where at times we weren't even getting close to the 18-yard box. Whereas now, like let's say the whole game, where we're getting into the 18-yard box, and we just had the strikers that weren't clinical enough at the time. At least we're getting into those positions now, and the system that we've got right now with maybe Carter and Hyam passing it a bit too much. There seems to be a little bit more purpose in their passing. The way that John Dahl wants us to play seems to be going off onto the pitch now, which is also nice. And I suppose the Preston and the Burnley game will be a good barometer because we lost those games so badly, 3-0, 4-1, respectively. Sorry for reminding everybody on the video, but it'd be a good barometer for everybody in as a Blackburn fan to see how far we've progressed in just a short period of time. Um, I'm happy that we're still there. I'm worried because of our momentum, like I said, but nobody has momentum. We're looking at it as a Rovers fan. Preston just lost against Millwall, Coventry faltering a little bit, lost against Stoke 4-0 recently, from what I remember. Sunderland drew with Hull 4-4. You know, Norwich haven't been great. West Brom have had Steve Bruce and different managers. Cobran seems to be wanted to go at the first time. Watford have had three managers. Dean Smith is going at the end of the season. Every club has issues, not just Rovers. And we're looking at a Rovers perspective, but maybe if we look at a different perspective, then it is a better outcome for Rovers because we still have that point.
Yeah, and like you said, the Watford one's very strange, wasn't it? The fact that their own team had to announce that a manager hasn't been sacked shows how dire,
Exactly.
how bad of a situation some of these teams are in, really, doesn't it? It is quite the shambles in that mid half of the table there. But you know, I think we've discussed it now. I think we all know that we're very fortunate to be where we are. I think we can all agree on that. I think we all know we're still in it. I think there's some fans overreacting to the max, like myself. I'm not gonna hide from that. I do overreact to the max.
To be honest with you, you came off it feeling flat, and that is the right reaction because to boo it is an overreaction. At half time, I heard boos, complete overreaction. But to feel flat after it because of the games we've got now, because of the 5 cup finals that we have now, because of the position that we were in, losing to Birmingham, drawing against Huddersfield and Hull. Now it's like oh crap! Like now it's now or never, isn't it?
Yeah,
Um,
I think one thing that we do need to point out as well, you know, this game in hand that we have got, like you said before, you know, it's against Burnley. I think if this Blackburn team wants to have the right mentality, you know, it's every game before Burnley, that's the game in hand. That's how you want to be playing it. I was speaking to a good friend of mine the other day, and we were saying if before that Burnley game happens, every other game before that's the last game in hand. That's the game in hand you've got. Sorry, you know, if you're not playing every game before that Burnley game like it's the game in hand you've got, then it's hard to see positive results. But I think we've given a good overview there of the situation. I think that like we said, very fortunate, but we can be happy regardless how the season ends. But I think one thing I want to pick up on, what I want from Dom here, and I'll give my own. If you could name three players, yeah, who are going to be absolutely vital for us to get playoffs, which three players would you pick and why?
First one that screams to mind is Dom Hyam. I feel like he is the man at the back, not just in terms of like being generalized, but he is the one that has his shoulders wide and the one that seems to be the consistent player this season in a bad performance as well. I'd have to pick a forward and a midfielder, wouldn't I? At the minute, Sam Smodics would be the one going forward. It has the momentum going there, and it seemed, and as soon as that got injured, Sam Smodics, there was question marks over whether he could fill them again, and he has done. Since look at the Leicester game, the Sheffield United game, for example. You can put him any in the front three for a midfielder. It's tough, isn't it? Travis is the most consistent. Morton has the highest potential,
Yeah, 100%.
but he has the lowest ebbs. I think that in terms of, is this in the playoffs or is this in the run up to it?
This is the run up to it.
So I'm going to say Tyler Morton because of the just to give a bit of different perspective. To be honest with you, I know there's a lot of haters out there for his name, but when he's on his game, he's the best player on the pitch.
That Huddersfield game was incredible.
Exactly what I was going to say, and I think that his negatives are highlighted more maybe because he's at Liverpool and they've been more emphasised because of maybe the Sheffield United one, the Wigan one. You can remember, but when he performs well, nobody speaks about him. So
incredible player. I think like you said there, I think one thing that set the bar so high for him was, Liverpool fans set the bar so high for him because he made this UCL appearance against AC Milan, I believe, or it was along them lines, one of them teams. And he apparently he played really well, and
well, he had a good start to the season as well, and he did quite dramatically. So
yeah,
maybe emphasizes it a bit more as well.
Yeah, so can we just have a little summary? What three players was that? So it was Dom Hyam, Tyler Morton, and
Sammy Schmadix.
Sammy Schmonics. Right, I love it. Right, I'm gonna go for my three now, and I think that number one, right? I can't believe you didn't pick him personally, but Ainsley Pears. I think with the teams we're coming up against for the rest of the season, I think that we're going to be facing a hell of a lot more shots than we've been giving other teams this season. I think that against Burnley, Coventry, I mean, come on, the big Swede up front, he's going to cause problems, isn't he? He's going to cause problems, and I think we need Ainsley Pears on his game every single game, rest of the season now, 100%, because we're going to be facing shots left, right, and centre, and we need the Ainsley Pears we saw against, Leicester making some good one-on-one saves against some of the big boys and stuff like that. We need that week in, week out now, and we don't need to talk about the ball at his feet. He's incredible. I love how composed he is. He's amazing. Number two, Joe Rankin Costello. I think, recently the hype around him has been absolutely crazy. I think it's well deserved too. But I think the reason he's going to be so important for the rest of the season is because if he can put a performance like he did against Huddersfield every game, he literally has shown that he can be the Diaz of last year. His individual performances can turn a game on its head. If we can get the most out of him for the rest of this season, I think it could be absolutely vital. But last and not least,
it adds that dynamic aspect to Rovers' play that we've not seen, the sort of inverted fullback. And I cannot believe that I missed him out, to be honest with
you. it's something new we haven't seen at Rovers, I don't think, ever.
Exactly.
And I'm all for it. JDT, if it works, it works. I'm a big lover of JDT. Sometimes he does grind my gears when he doesn't play players when they've had some amazing performances. But Drawing Costello is one he's got right throughout. I think he's been absolutely incredible, and I think he'll be very important for the rest of this season too. But last but not least, it's Mr. Blue and White himself, Adam Wharton. I mean, he gets the minutes on the pitch that whole game. You can only think to yourself, if he started that game, he had 10 minutes on that pitch. 10 minutes. I don't even think if it was that. I think it was a little bit less. He played one ball, and it broke the defense. Hull's defense got absolutely embarrassed. and I'm pretty sure he sent like 2 people to the shop straight away. Go get him a Mars bar, bring it back because he was absolutely incredible. I think it's unreal. I think he's a new generation player, something we've missed in midfield for a little bit. To be fair, talking to Ollie the other day, he is literally Jack Grealish. He is the way he was, everything, the balls he plays, unreal. I think he's got the
he,
potential to
I
be.
think I think the issue is with Adam Wharton is that in a two, he can look a bit weak. He needs to be in that three. He needs to be in that three. If he's in a three and he has two of them covering, Tyler Morton sitting, him being more creative and Travis sweeping up,
That's where
then
Tyler Morton plays best as well. I mean, that's
exactly.
it. It's like, why would you not want the best out of your midfield when you've got Travis and Morton playing? Well, you got Morton playing like this, this ball carrying midfielder who likes to play like a ball playing midfielder as well out from the back. And then you got Travis doing all the running and the hard work, getting the ball back in the first place. Then you got Adam Morton who can just play this one pass and it destroys the team. How would you not want
It
that?
might it might work in our favour because we're playing against better teams, so we might need a more resolute midfield. So hopefully we'll make this switch to midfield three, but uh, trust in JDT, eh?
Yeah, well, just to summarize, so there I went for Ainsley Pears, Joran Costello, and Adam Wharton. But yeah, before we end the video, simple one. This is legit yes or no. I want yes or no from you. Will we get playoffs come the end of the season? Yes or no?
No, yeah, definitely.
And
You got to
myself,
believe, haven't you? Got to believe.
myself is a yeah. I
Yeah.
think, honestly, I think we will. I think, like I said before, we thrive under pressure. I think this is a team that, yes, it's young, but they just love it. You can see it's like an adrenaline pump for them. They just the way they play with pressure on them is absolutely unreal. I love it. I'm all for it. I can't wait to see how the rest of the season pans out. But at the same time, I'm a bit nervous because it could go drastically wrong. But just want to say thank you, Dom, for joining today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Looking forward to seeing what you produce in the next few months.
Yeah, what a legend this man is. Thank you for everything with the graphics and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'll put all his socials down below. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn the bell on, and also give Dom a little look at as well. Look at him. He's beautiful. But also check out his social media as well. Thank you very much and take care.